What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday out there. Hope you're having a great day. Hope the freight is flowing, the cigars are smoking. You're getting ready for Friday, which is tomorrow. Finish Strong Friday tomorrow. Also, remember on Fridays, every Friday at noon Central, we have Word on the Street. Don't miss it. We're going to be talking about the weather and what's happening with that with our good friend Scott Pecorella from Weather Optics. And Rob Bussey, the resident street crew member, is going to talk to us about trade show moves. It's trade show season coming up. You don't want to miss it. Get some tips and tricks on how to get your all your trade show stuff to the trade shows on time. Check that out tomorrow, noon Central. Word on the Street. Also, a couple of shout outs real quick. First of all, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Amplify Logistics for giving us the great wardrobe today. I love good polos. This is a quality polo. This is a golf polo that I would take on vacation. That's the criteria. If you're going to have swag, people, make sure it is great swag, high quality, well designed, and make sure it's something they'll want to take with them wherever they go. So enjoy that. I'm excited to have it Amplify on the shirt today. Look at that cool logo. Not too bad. Also, to the freight brokers out there, let me say this. Hang on, everyone. The end of year push is coming. I think the wave is coming. I think we're getting close to turning around. I'm hearing that in the market. People are seeing some things happening. Volumes are up. Rates are still down, but they're going to come back. You get that extra volume. It's going to help out in a year from now whenever the rates do come back. Also, while you're out there on the internet, make sure you connect with us on social media. I'm at TreyGriggs24. Also connect with Beta Consulting Group. We'd love to have you in our network out there online. And finally, everybody, go to betaconsultinggroup.com. See how we're helping companies with their messaging and their testimonials. It's so much easier when your customers sell your product and service for you. Let us help you out with that. Go to the website, click on the button there to schedule a call with yours truly. Tell us your story. We will help you write yours. And I guess lastly, that wasn't final, but lastly, we want to give a shout out to those making it possible, our good friends over at SPI Logistics, our title sponsor of Standing Out. Listen, if you're a freight broker, an agent, or thinking about becoming an agent, make sure you check them out at success.spi3pl.com. They've got the admin, finance, IT, sales, technology systems, everything you need to keep you in your sweet spot of working with customers. Again, check them out at success.spi3pl.com. All right, excited about today's guest. Listen, this guy has hair that's just about as good as mine, maybe even better. We're going to find out. Everybody get up for our good friend from Enveyo. That is, where's it at? Oh, I got to get that. Got to get the music right. All right, so give it up for our good friend from Enveyo, Mr. Nate Endicott. There he is. What's up, buddy? Here you go. We got it. Oh, got to get this going.
There you go.
See, with hair like that, man, you can do that. You can pull this off, man. Look at that. I gotta know who's this. Look at that. Who's this better? Yours is a little bit wider. Mine's got the this is interesting, man. I like it. Yours is. Do you go to a barbershop to get that done, or you do it yourself?
I got a couple guys. I got a guy that shows up to the house too.
I got a guy. That's the right word right there. You got a guy that shows up at the house. You take him on the road with you when you're at trade shows. You got to.
I wish, dude. I wish.
How you doing, my friend? Everything good?
Man. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well. I'm going to see you here pretty soon. We're playing a little bit of golf out in Phoenix coming up when the weather goes down just a hair.
It's been a little hot, but yeah, thank goodness for a hurricane, but no bueno on the hurricane. But yeah,
thank goodness for out here. That's not the right way to say that. We didn't mean that, everybody. No, but yeah, definitely cools things down. We are getting great weather starting 2 days from now. It's currently the heat index here in Missouri is 116 degrees. It's like we're living in Phoenix. Wow. It's brutal. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. All right. Well, anyways, that's not really important stuff. Introduce yourself, man. Tell everybody who you are and what's going on over at Enveyo.
Yeah, Nate Endicott at Enveyo, head up sales and just growth strategy, and excited to spend some time with you today, Trey. But yeah, we're doing some cool things. I've been in this space since 2001. Started on the freight audit side, landed at some TMS companies, and yeah, but been at this for a long time, man. It's where I got gray hair. Sometimes I think it's for kids, but I think it's just in this space. But based here in Scottsdale, and I joined Enveyo in January, and yeah, we're crushing it. A lot of good things happening.
Love it, man. Yeah, parcel final mile, that whole area just continues to grow. E-commerce continues to grow. And the crazy thing about it, Nate, is that it's still a pretty small sliver of like overall retail shopping and things like that. So there's a ton of room to growth on that. We're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. Before we do that, I want to talk about your background. You went to Long Beach State. Is that right?
I did. I was a dirtbag, man. I hate to say it, but yeah.
Do they listen to a lot of Snoop Dogg out there? Just be real. Do they?
There were a couple parties that Snoop Dogg playing, dude.
Any that you dropped in on. See, that would be epic. If you ever dropped in on a Long Beach party, that would be pretty dope.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, it's cool. So you're a California kid. Are you a surfer?
I was a sponger. It was easier to jump on a boogie board, so we were
Mm,
spongers. We'd go
yeah.
to Pier 17 and HB and drive up Valley View and hit it, and Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings and make it to school, and then
Dude, that
have
was like a regular occurrence for you then. Like you were legit getting
yeah. We
after
used
it.
to go quite often, man.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I've never surfed, but it seems like something that would be fun to try. Because if you fall, at least you fall into the water. I mean, that's better than like the skateboarding. To me is just brutal if you're not good at it because you're just going to fall on concrete every time. I mean,
Water still hurts too, depending
it
on how you,
hurts, but it's different. Like it's a little different. I mean,
it's a
concrete is
sting
not going
instead of
anywhere.
a burn, and you know,
Yeah, it doesn't rip your skin off, like concrete tends to do. So I tend
yeah.
to prefer those types of sports a little bit more than others. All right, before we dig in and talk, I got to ask you: do you like the coffee mug or do you like the water bottle? We're going to send you one for being on the show today. Which one do you want?
I'll take the coffee mug.
Look at that. You know what? We've had coffee mug 3 out of the last 4. It's getting a little play right now. So got a coffee mug coming your way for
Good
being on the
stuff.
show. We appreciate it. Yep. All right. Let's jump in a little bit. You guys are really focused on data. Talk about why data is king here in 2023. We hear about that a lot. I mean, data is everywhere, but let's just drill on that just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I think everybody is talking about it, right? We always say the proof is not in the pudding; it's in the eating. But
Oh, I
data,
like that.
right?
I've not heard that. I like that.
It really is. It's the driver behind success. To control cost, manage profitability, and improve customer satisfaction. There's so many data silos, Trey. I mean, system silos, Frankenstein, every system with an S, but a vast amount of complexity. If you think from sourcing, procurement, warehousing, fulfillment, the carrier side, partnership side, customer experience, and there's really no two shippers or 3PLs that are the same, and it's critical that the data is really the driver behind every strategy that they go create so that you can execute better and optimize. As the markets change, obviously we just came out of it with this UPS strike and COVID and heck, potential, you know, COVID coming again. What shutdown supposedly
Yeah, I'm not down with that.
but just changes in the market, or business. But the strategic formula in our minds, it really is how do you leverage your data, and then how do you drive continued success to deliver on your initiatives inside of it. We always say he who has data and uses it gains a competitive advantage because everyone's got data. It's hard to get access to really good quality data. And then, heck, to have the data tell you something so you don't have to add a ton of SG&A costs and analyst costs and time finding, there's a lot you can do with it.
Yeah, it's such a hot topic right now, and I've seen this happen when companies grow.
Yeah.
They tend to add more pieces of technology for different needs that they have, and when they do that, a lot of times they create data silos, like you talked about. You might have customer information in this piece of technology, and then you got it all over here as well, but they're not talking to each other, and they might even be different. There could be errors and misspelling. The data could be dirty. You update one, it doesn't update the other. We see that a lot. I mean, the whole industry in general is pretty archaic in the fact that it's all kind of connected. Like there's all these different technologies trying to talk to each other. But I just noticed that as companies grow, their data tends to become a little bit dirty and it doesn't talk to each other among these systems and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. I saw that when I was at Lean as we grew
Yeah.
really fast. The data just you kind of got out of control a little bit. So
I always get surprised by. I guess it doesn't surprise me, but it kind of does. It doesn't matter how big the company is. It doesn't matter how big their brand is. It doesn't matter if you drink it, you eat it, you wear it. I mean, every brand out there, in our opinion, everyone's on a data journey, and it seems as though like in this spot, um, they have a problem, and they end up choosing. They go spend millions and millions of dollars on their data journey, and they're still in Excel. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. You're right. And let's have some fun before we jump into what Enveyo does. Let's connect data and golf for a minute because I love this.
Yeah.
I've got a good friend on the tour, Jared Wolf. He's on the Corn Ferry Tour this year, and
Cool.
I've had a chance to talk to him a lot about that. When he was on the PGA Tour, the PGA Tour has a different level of statistics, a different level of data than the Corn Ferry Tour. So when he was on the PGA Tour, he got regular reports of his data, of his shots, and it changed the way that he practiced because he started to realize how many shots he has from this distance in and where he was losing strokes. Which category was he losing strokes? And by having that data, he said he was able to practice more efficiently. He spends less time on things that are just dialed in and spends more time on the things that just need a little improvement, but he didn't know it until he got on the PGA Tour and started to not only because Corn Ferry has some of that data, they just don't offer it. They don't have insights.
Well, I mean, it comes to technology too, and sponsorships and how much money you have to spend on it. But again, it goes back to he who uses it, right? I mean, everyone's got it. And I always say, hey, everyone's got a choice. You got a choice where you live. Most of the time, you have a choice where you put your kids in school. You have a choice on what you wear, what you drink, what you eat. But I think it does come down to you have a choice. He who uses it. But I think that just in the golf side, if you're in the PGA side and he's on the Corn Ferry, those guys, that's all they're doing, man. Back in the day when I was playing ball, hey, do you remember what this guy threw you? Hey, this guy threw you a curveball, he threw a slider, O2 County would throw you this. I mean, now they have, data analysts that are basically on staff as their coach.
It's just word of mouth and what you could remember at that point. It was just, exactly.
You're studying, hey, what they did, and now you're studying counts of what to look for. And you're looking at like dots on a, heat map of, okay, hey, I'm going to expect those two. I'm going to sit back and go oppo. But yeah, sports, golf, everybody has access to it, and he who's using it is crushing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you want to hear the most crazy baseball stat that I've heard recently?
Hit me.
So the person who has the most strikeouts in Major League Baseball is usually around 160 to 170 a year. That's kind of like what they end up doing. In the 1980s, Tony Gwynn struck out 180 times total.
I was just looking at baseball cards with my little 9-year-old, and we were pulling all the cards out.
Yeah,
and he's a big Padres fan, and they were interviewing Tony Gwynn Jr. And we were pulling up old Tony Gwynn cards and rookie cards, and we were talking about him.
Unreal. Greg Maddux never struck him out.
Yeah.
Insane. Greg Maddux was so good. And he's got his own crazy stats, but 180 times in a decade. How crazy is that? That's some pretty good hitting.
Yeah. I didn't strike out often, but that could be a bad thing too if you go too, defensive, let's try to stay offensive. But I think I struck out like 6 times my high school career. But yeah.
Very good. Tony Gwynn was going for singles, though, usually singles and doubles. So he was looking for the long ball. So he's just putting in contact like Pete Rose.
Not too many inside the Parkers for him.
No, not for him, especially. He wasn't the fastest runner. Let's jump into what Enveyo does. So just talk about that real quick. What does Enveyo do for shippers and 3PLs in regards to their data?
Yeah, a ton of products that we have, but really at the core, we're a data management company. And we're helping companies manage their data. But we're helping shippers, 3PLs. We increase the quality of their data that's leveraged for strategy for them. And then, the way that we're doing that, we can ingest data in any way, any shape, any form. So I think what we've seen from a lot of other, whether it's audit providers, tracking providers, TMS systems, you name it, a lot of people have a way to bring it in, and they forget that we're dealing with a lot of archaic and a lot of dinosaurs. And so what we found is that you got to be able to ingest this data and manipulate it. And the way we do that is really unrivaled in the space. And it's proven with just even recent wins of, I think some of the shippers and some of the 3PLs that we've recently won, they're coming from companies that I think in our space talk the data technology game, like they have it, but they're not using it potentially. But I don't know. I think marketing would crush me and kill me for this, but a lot of fluff out there.
Yeah. Yeah, there tends to be. I mean, there's lipstick on a pig, and once you find out it's a pig, you don't want to have it anymore. So when you talk about making their data clean, are you cleaning up the data, or are you consuming it and spitting it out into analytics, dashboards?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
So it all starts with aggregating it, right? Bringing it all in from any system. What do we want? What do they want us to integrate to, and what is the output? What are they hoping for? What are they trying to solve? And again, what we're doing for shippers and 3PLs is a tad different, but I think what we're doing is increasing that data quality. And then how do you bring it in, aggregate it, integrate it, normalize, standardize it? And then really the output is helping them make better decisions. Yeah, you can, spend a ton of time and have a ton of people touching things and analysts touching things, but you don't have to. And so how do you then turn, not just having BI and knowing the what, the why, the when, the where, the how, but wouldn't you like to know the what if? Or instead of having to look for all this, if you have good, clean data, shouldn't the system just tell you where your opportunities are at, where you should focus, how much juice is the squeeze, on this one? So I think that's really where we're trying to go in helping them deliver on their initiatives. And so now they're not having to waste a ton of time. So we're helping them automate, um, be more efficient, etc. I think, to the point of data quality, it's got to, there's like three components I've always said, to the data side. And I really appreciate Enveyo's, um, what they've built here, Kobe and John have built, but data's got to be accurate, complete, and timely. It has to be, and you can't have one of those missing. You can't, or else you're focused on the wrong things. You're still spending a ton of time with your teams trying to come up with strategies that you find out that it wasn't there. But I think that data quality piece, and then how do you give companies self-service? Like a lot of people, they always ask for the keys to the car. Like, hey, we've never had this. We don't want to just say, a company to say, hey, we're all about AI and ML, and we can give you data quality, we can give you reporting, whatever you want, and then all of a sudden you ask for it and you don't get it, or you have to ask for it and you never get it, or you ask for it and it basically automates and sends a click to Ted inside, operations, and then Ted gets it and doesn't, never responds to you. So how do you give self-service where they can drive the car if they want? And our platform really does that. Once that data is clean, now they can pull reports, run reports, build reports, alert themselves on stuff. So it's pretty cool.
And I think in the era of AI, especially, generative AI, where it's making decisions, the data has to be clean. It has to be complete. Like you said, it has to be timely. All those factors have to play a role. So if you are going to transition to utilizing AI tools, you definitely don't want to do it with bad data. You definitely don't want to do that with incomplete data where decisions can't really be made by AI or by your team in a timely manner. So I love it. It's great.
Yeah. On the 3PL side, I think where we're really unrivaled and unique of the solution, it's really helping the 3PLs manage their margin and their markups. How do you, help them with their invoice, their customers correctly? So we're managing that billing side, and then basically helping them become more profitable, more efficient, and then also automated. We're helping the 3PLs become data driven, right? So you have all these customers that want data from their 3PLs. They expect it, they demand it. They have data teams inside, and then they go to their 3PL and it's a black hole, man. It's like dark. It's it's just not there. And so now these 3PLs are then, okay, hey, if you can automate our billing, if you can help us become more profitable and make revenue off of the tools you guys have, and we can get more strategic in our pricing, you guys have all this data. So can we just white label this thing and now become that data provider and technology provider for our customers? So that's really where we've gone, is helping these 3PLs become that data driven technology provider that their shippers are demanding and expecting, and getting the same experience that that they demand.
So it's not only creating the actionable insights for the internal team of decisions they're making around their business, but it's also providing reports and the data for shippers, maybe helping them see where they could be more efficient, where they could tighten things up a little bit and save some money and those types of things.
Yeah, 3PLs white label our solution so that they don't have to go spend millions of dollars and have a ton of data analysts. Say, hey, focus on what your core competence is and let us do the hard work and you do the easy work.
I love that, because as a small business myself, I'm looking for technology that not only I can use, but that I could also white label that helps me bring more value to my clients as well. So I love that whole concept, because I can't build this technology myself right now. I'm just not there. But I'd love to be able to offer it in a way that looks like, hey, we've put our thumbprint on this, and now we can offer it out there. So I think that's awesome.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I mean, obviously there's many different users inside the organization too, right? So it's hard. So you have data, a lot of these big 3PLs, they have data scientist team, they have data lakes, they got all this stuff. They go spend $3.5–4 million in the last 2 years on this stuff. And they're like, wait, in 45 to 60 to 90 days, we can stop this. And it's like, you can, but again, now you got to be, nimble, flexible, extensible. You got to be able to really integrate fast to add value. So we try to come in and help, not take it over, right? because those people are still valuable in what they've built. They want to capitalize and maximize their value that they've already invested in. So we try to just fit into the plumbing and speed things up for them so that as these customers, now we're seeing the shift, right? Everyone was hoping to close some of these brands, and all these e-com fulfillment 3PLs are keeping their fingers crossed. And now that there's this big shift, everyone's signing contracts. They're wanting to outsource, get rid of SG&A. Hey, 3PL, we need your help. Need for speed. They got to focus on what they focus on and let us come in and help them go faster.
Yeah, and it's been interesting seeing the evolution of freight brokerages in the last 5 years, especially. I remember 5 years ago when FreightWaves launched Sonar and basically gave all this data and analytics and reporting to freight brokers. Most of them didn't know how to use it. They didn't have any data analysts on their team. They didn't have people who knew how to consume that data. And now they're starting to bring those positions on board. It's like they're just constantly trying to catch up with where the industry is going, because now a lot of these tools that we're talking about are making the decisions for them. They just don't have to have the analysts anymore. They could put technology in place to do that for them. So it's been really fascinating to see that evolution of a 3PL.
Yeah.
All right, we got to pause for a minute. We like to have a little fun around here, Nate. So we're going to celebrate a national day. We always like to do this on the show. It's kind of silly. There's several to choose from. Which one do you think we're celebrating today here on Standing Out?
National Pointy Hair Day. I don't know.
I wish, man, that should be a day. We need to make that day like a National Faux Hawk Day.
Let's do
and
it.
Maybe we should do like National Middle-Aged Man Faux Hawk Day, because that's even bigger thing when a middle-aged
I
man.
declare today is the day.
All right, well, it's not that. It's not that. Today is National Waffle Day. You like
Sweet. Waffle House is a place we go. I take my sons and my dad, and we go late night to Waffle House.
Man, I haven't been to Waffle House in a long time. I love waffles. I'm not a big chicken and waffles guy. I know that's a Southern thing. Are you a chicken and waffles guy? Or are you like waffle with like whipped cream and
I have
strawberries and stuff?
Roscoe's in Los Angeles. My dad had a studio in LA, and we would go to Roscoe's in LA and chicken waffles. I'm not a big chicken waffle guy.
Me neither. I don't know. Just those things just never seem to go together for me, but I didn't grow up in the South, so maybe that's the problem. But it's National Waffle Day, everybody. Go get some waffles, enjoy that. I don't like the Eggo waffles either. I like the waffle machine. I like it fresh out of the waffle machine. The Eggo waffles to me is just garbage. No offense, Eggo. Not a fan. Not a fan of that. All right. Also, we like to have a random question of the day. Now, listen, Nate, this question's so random. I haven't seen it yet. Our podcast producer gets to put this together every day. It could be funny, could be serious. It could be a really good question. It could be a dud. I don't know. Let's see what it is. Today's random question of the day is, what's your least favorite board game? Are you a board game player?
We get wrangled in to play board games. We're a very competitive family, and we don't like to lose. Endicotts don't lose. My least favorite board game is Monopoly.
Really?
I
really?
Just,
that kind of shocks me a little bit. Why is that?
It just takes so long, man. I mean, I like to strategize on it, but it just takes long.
Well, it's kind of like real estate. You buy a house and then it takes a while, and then you buy another one a couple years later. I mean, it's kind of fitting for that. But so that's not. Have you ever had anybody in your family get so competitive that they threw the board, everything went flying? Is that a regular occurrence?
We gotta like ask for forgiveness, pray as a family, and then wake up the next morning and cool off. Yeah, it's awesome. It's competitive.
There's
hilarious. no medal society that we're creating over here. We're going for trophies.
I think I'm the only competitive person in my family, and so I have been I've been reprimanded several times for my competitive nature, to where now we just play for fun. We're just playing for fun over here at this house, unless I get with the right crew. If I get with the right crew, the competitive juices come back. You never lose those. But with my family, but my two daughters, they're just not competitive. They're having fun and painting their fingernails while they're doing it.
What's your favorite board game?
Least favorite board game, man. That's a good question. I don't play a lot of board games. I tend to like most of them. I really like Life. I'm a fan of Monopoly. I actually enjoy that one because I like real estate. So it's kind of fun in that regard. Plus, I feel like I know how to play to win. So that's always good. Probably I'm gonna go with Chutes and Ladders, which people might at me. Don't at me on this. I'm gonna go Chutes and Ladders because I hate games where you get like right to the top and then you can fall all the way back down to the bottom. I don't mind a little delay, but there's one ladder that goes all the way back to the beginning. I'm not a fan. That's where I might throw the board. So I'm going Chutes and Ladders today. Not a fan of that one.
Good stuff.
So I know that's what we're going with. So let us know what your least favorite board game is out there. We'd love to hear that. All right, back to the conversation. So what's next up for Enveyo? You guys are hitting the trade show circuit, which starts in just a few weeks. What's the first one you're going to?
Yeah, we got Parcel Form coming up. I think CSCMP is coming up. There might be a few others. They sign me up for these things, and I just go, man. Um,
You're the
but no,
face, man.
what's that?
You're the face. I love it.
Yeah,
You're
it's
out there.
fun, man. But yeah, it's definitely coming. It's been an awesome start of the year. Obviously, we're now in the back half of it, but there's a lot of stuff that's moving and shaking, and we're excited to end the year strong. Um, yeah, a lot of opportunity.
So you'll be in Nashville, a few other places. Are you getting the hey, we're going to hold off until next year? Kind of feeling that, or are you starting to see people start to make decisions?
I think people are making decisions. I think um, fear is still, it's always it creeps up on people, depending on if they're, the decision maker. I'd say that the thing we're getting right now is just, hey, how do we get creative? It's like, dude, I'll call it implementation fee. You can pull it from OpEx, CapEx, TapEx, whatever you want to pull it from. Uh, call it what you want, but you're seeing people even on this, we're a SaaS, solution. So they don't want, even though it's not in their budget, and they know like even through GRIs, there's a lot of 3PLs that could cost justify our solution between now and the end of the year. So they realize that and they're trying to get it in. So what they'll do is they'll just say, let's bill your monthly, call your monthly as, OpEx or CapEx, and we'll amortize those fees and let's get you going. A few are asking, like, hey, what can we do with a month? Can you push it till January 1? But I think it's time. People are now, COVID's done. Yeah, things are going to happen. Something else is going to pop up. But everyone's got a choice. And if they don't make decisions, now the light's shining on them. So it's like,
Yeah.
hey, we got some numbers to hit. Go hit some initiatives. Go cost save. Pull out. Whatever you need to do, let's go do it.
Yep, I agree. And I really do think that the wave is coming here where things are going to come back. We've got a presidential election year coming up. Nobody wants the economy to be in the tanks during that. So there's a lot of incentive for the government to try to get some things right here. And I think that things are starting to come back from a volume perspective. Hopefully, from a rate perspective, they will as well. I know for me, we're investing in technology right now to get ready for what we believe is going to be a boom in the next 3 to 6 months. And it's funny they say when the tide goes out, you can see who's naked. All the people that did not invest in technology while the things were good, it shows now. So now's the time to do that. I completely agree with that. So, well, you guys are growing, you guys are hiring, you guys have some positions available right now that you guys are
analyst, customer service side, analyst side, account management side. A lot of exciting stuff coming, potentially even on the sales side that we're getting ready to go after. But yeah, it's a good time. There's a lot to go after, man. There's a lot of these guys. Yeah, it's a new day.
Absolutely. So anybody looking to join a great team, go to enveyo.com/careers. You could work with Nate Endicott. That would be worth the price of admission alone, my friend, to be able to do that, which is awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you real soon, man. We appreciate you being on the show today. What's your last word? How can people get connected with you?
LinkedIn, Nate.Endicott at Enveyo.com. And yeah, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, 480-717-9490. Let's go.
And when you talk to Nate, you're going to think of Sexy Back. That's what they're going to think of when they see your face. They're going to think of that. Nate, good to talk to you, man. Thanks for being on the show. We will see you again real soon, my friend.
Thanks so much.
All right, everybody, make sure that you come back to us tomorrow. We're going to have a great show on at noon Central. Word on the street. Make sure you come back for that, and we will see you guys later. Peace out, everybody.